Hello everyone and welcome back. So today what we're going to do is I think we're going to finish off the decoration of the blood orb underground here as well as start on some automated alchemy. So to do that we're going to need to create some ballads of alchemy, things like that, get a few more alchemy or alchemic chemistry sets, I think they're called, set up. These things. So we're going to need a few more of these. I think I'm going to start with 3, 5, something like that to begin with. And then once those are done... once those are done, I think we're going to work on a little more of the altar. So the altar is sitting right around here. So I think I'm going to carve a room off in that direction of it to set up the alchemy rituals. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now for that. Now, the magnetism ritual that we left running last time, it burned out those alchemic reagents a lot faster than I expected it to. I mean, I knew it was going to burn it up quickly. Didn't realize it was going to burn it up that fast. So I'm pretty sure it didn't actually mine all the way to bedrock. I'm pretty sure it only did a few layers before it burned out. So that's another reason to get the automation online. Depending on how much time we have left after all of this, I may take a look at, what's it called? Let me find it here. That automation ritual we were talking about the other day. Where is it? There it is. This one. Rythm of the Beating Anvil. This is the one that will allow blood magic to autocraft for you, depending on input chests and output chests and patterns and all sorts of stuff. So if we have enough time left, which I'm hoping we will, I want to set that up to, if nothing else, at least get it creating either ritual stones, rune stones, something, because I've been burning up an awful lot of ritual stones. Just in testing and playing with things and trying to get things working the way I want them to. And what I want to do eventually is get the I think it's Mark of the Fallen Tower. It's the one that summons the meteor dump. That requires like 100 runes, so that's going to take a little bit of work. Eventually this is going to need to be updated so it can actually produce these the tier 2 reinforced slates a little bit faster, and every time I forget to mute that thing. So, need to get that done. I'll have to get that automated a little more. May just use some transfer nodes to flush it through the altar down here since it has more power and get going on that. But that's kind of an if we have time thing. Right now, I'm going to get down, get some digging done, try to decide on a color scheme, and then I will be back. So, is it wrong that I find it amusing just sitting here and watching them and trying to decide how long it is until the witches start throwing their wither potions and basically end the world here? What ends up happening is every once in a while you'll see one of the witches will take out a white potion and they'll throw it. I'm guessing the ritual counts as player damage, so they see it as they're being attacked by someone, so they retaliate. I'm not sure against what. But the splash potion hits everything in the area here. Usually that will mean a creeper. So every now and then you'll hear random creeper explosions while while I'm walking around the base. And what that usually means is that this tube has been purged because a creeper went off. So I'm waiting to kind of see if I could catch one of them doing it. But it's kind of interesting watching them do it. So I got a little I guess, carried away. I figured out the color scheme I was going to go with, and I just kind of went. So as you can see here, this is kind of what I settled on. So I used blood-stained, where is it? Blood-stained block, I think it's called? Yeah, blood-stained block. Now, the problem with the bloodstained block is the recipe doesn't seem to exist anywhere except on the wiki. And to make it, it's 1 smooth sandstone and 1 rotten flesh. And that gives you 1 of these blocks. From here, 1 of these blocks by itself in a crafting grid will give you 1 of these fitted bloodstain. You can convert them around from there. And standard stair recipe to get the stairs. And nice thing, they are cuttable by the saw from Forge Microblocks. So I was able to chop them down, and they can also make these neat lanterns, which is just like a stone here and here with a lantern in the middle here. So it's just a straight up and down single column recipe, and it makes this little lantern, which is kind of cool. So I settled on that, and I've duplicated the pattern above and below, so you can kind of see what ends up happening here with these stairs is I've got like a line. Yeah, there goes the creeper. I've got a line that kind of tracks around like this, and it kind of continues on that way. It's kind of little troughs. I wish I could put something in them, but unfortunately you can't. So, but the beacons are here. I duplicated the beacons up there with just white glass to begin with because I'm not really sure what to do with them. Here I've got stained glass. Yeah, I think it's just straight. It's red stained glass, but then I chiseled it to get the to pick this one. I think it was like the third or fourth one from the left. But inside of there is another one of these things, the blood-stained block pillar, just to give it a little bit of connection, because otherwise those were kind of hanging there. And then the glowstone, which is required by the ritual, the altar, the bloodstone right there, it's required by the ritual, so those really can't be changed. You can't chisel these either. If you chisel these into something else, the ritual will break, or the altar will break. It won't count that as glowstone anymore. So it must be looking for the exact item ID. And this is just chiseled glowstone in the bismuth pattern. And then up here we've got, these are blood runes. These are just the extras that I ripped out from down here when I was replacing them with speed runes. And I've chiseled them. Right now these are all carved blood runes, and then interspersed in a pattern up here I've got the carved and the radio carved. So you can see I've got the radio carved on the ends there with the carved in the middle. And up here, I've got the radio carved in the middle and the others on the outside. So what I was going for is just duplicating the pattern on the floor and the ceiling. Right now, I'm slowly building up nether stars to make more nether star blocks. It takes 36 nether stars per level, so 72 total to do this. So I killed maybe 16, 18 withers yesterday and made one of these, and I got a few wither stars left over, nether stars, whatever the heck they're called, for just random use around. So actually I think I went over a wither killing room. If not, I'm sure somebody will tell me and I can go over it. It's just a box with warded glass and warded stone, so the wither can't blow it up. But the idea here is to get these in the 4 locations on each one of the floors so they match up. And now the tier 6, when we do get to tier 6, the pillar starts here, so it's actually the corner of the room, which I didn't intend for it to be that way, but it ended up that way. So that when I figured that out, I've been trying to decide what I want to do with this wall. I was thinking about recessing this in and maybe having some life essence flowing down, or I don't know, just trying to get something in here to make the wall not flat. Because, like I've kind of textured the floor with the stairs and the ceiling, so it's not just one level, one layer. So I want to try and do something similar with the wall if possible, just to give it a little bit of depth to it. Still, like I said, not sure how I'm going to do it. I did start carving, and oops, not where I wanted it. I built a couple of the rituals. So, oh, hello. And die. In theory, if I just stand right here, they'll walk in, they'll get killed by the ritual. Let's see if it happens. 1 and 2. I took my ring off because if I stand down there with my ring on, it confuses the loot flow. Alright, so remove this. Now, this room is centered with the altar. But now remember, the altar is actually 2 blocks to the west of where it's supposed to be because of the demon summoning right upstairs. So this is actually the room's center. So if we walk all the way over here to this one, you can see it lines up this way, but it's 2 blocks farther that way than it's supposed to be. So to get around coming in here and it not, you're coming in on the side going, well, it looks kind of weird. I'm going to fill this in with block here and seal this off, and I don't know what I'll do with this room. I'm going to put something in here, maybe the Thaumcraft stuff, not sure yet. And then this will be the actual entrance into the room. So you come in lined up with the blood altar, and for the perception of walking into this room, it looks like everything is centered the way it's supposed to be. There goes another creeper. Same with this room. So it looks all centered, whereas with this one, you come in here and you can tell something's not quite right. So that's kind of the plan there. I just need to figure out what I'm going to do in that room, get that hallway kind of spruced up. Not sure when that's going to happen. I have been going a little crazy with these lanterns because they get rid of the need to have torches everywhere. Experience. Alright, so you can see, right now, I've got, 5 of these rituals sitting in here. They take 16 ritual stones and a master each, with a blood orb sitting on top of the ritual stone and an alchemic chemistry set. Now, my understanding of this ritual is the chemistry set marks the front. So I really hope that's right, otherwise this room is going to get seriously messed up. But, so you got the chemistry set on the front side between the dusk runes and chests around it. And that's how all these are set up. I have room for 2 more in back here. I just haven't done anything with. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with the floor, walls, ceiling, anything like that. The rituals were kind of the primary focus here. This is the middle of the room, just so I kind of knew where it was. And then, so the basics of how this works, I can't remember which chest is which. I'm going to have to actually look here. Is you take the item that you want to craft, that you want the chemistry set to be producing. So I would put like terre on the altar. Then I want to say it's the 2 side chests are where the materials go, and the output goes here. So these rituals are all active. So let's go. I still have my hole in the ceiling right here. Let's go grab ourselves a piece of terre and the components necessary. Actually, no, let's grab some simple catalysts. That's one thing we need a lot of. Do I have the pieces somewhere? So we have a simple catalyst and enough materials to make a bunch of them. So let's come over here. Let's see if I set this thing up right. So in theory, all we should have to do is put a simple catalyst there. So that should be the product we want. And let's do redstone on this side. And everything else on that side. Okay, you saw. There it goes. Now, it's not running yet because I haven't given an orb to all of these. So if I give this one an orb, it'll start producing. Now, as it produces, let's see, where does it put it? Perfect. Now, I was thinking about actually putting like a lever or something right here and using like redstone alloy wire to come up and link to the bottom of the ritual stone so I could shut these off. So I could actually keep them all loaded with their materials and then just turn them on as I needed them. Because as it stands right now, if it has the materials, it will keep crafting. So this is going to craft 2 full stacks of that and kind of go with it. So what I'll end up doing is I'll probably put like, so we got simple here, maybe strengthened here, concentrated here. I don't know. I may just swap these out, like keep all the materials in these bins and then just swap them as I need them. And that's another thing I forgot to shut off. That's fun. So, yay for memory today. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Is I made 5 of them. Like I said, they're all active. I need 4 more orbs. So let's do that really quick. Since oh, come on. All right. So I've got this. So let's just go make some orbs real quick and get those ones loaded up so we can get those done. And to do that, we need 4 of these. Actually, let's just make 8. Now, one thing we have been kind of keeping an eye on here is we're not sure what, but something is burning up Newt's life essence, about 100,000 a night. So we're not entirely certain what's doing it. He doesn't have many rituals running. He's got the feathered knife, the satiated stomach, or however you say that word, under there. And over here, he has the ritual of containment. So one of these is burning power, and I'm wondering if it's not containment. I don't know if that one just runs, like maybe what's happening, it's like maybe that's it right there, because you see that butterfly stuck? I'll bet that's what it is, because with containment, something can go into it, but it can't come out of it. So I'm betting that's what's happening now that I see it there. I'll bet it's the butterflies are flying in, getting trapped, and it's just slowly siphoning his power. Luckily, he's got 10 million, so he's not really in any danger of implosion from it. So, alright, we're going to go up here, and I've got 10 million right now, so there's no danger of me having any issues here. So we're just going to craft these up. So I'm going to get 8 more of these made, and then I think I may take a look at getting the anvil recipe or anvil ritual set up, but I need to find out how big it is first, because I don't know if it's going to fit in there. It'd be great if I could fit one right in there, like, you know, right in the middle of what's left here, maybe. So like maybe like right in this area somewhere for use creating stones and stuff, because I'd probably put them all over the place. And seriously, it burned out? Wow. Oh well. Well, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to see how big that is and see if we have time to get it done. And if we do, I'll be back either way, and then we'll decide what we're going to do. Quick side note while I'm making the orbs here. You see that marker right there. It says invasion site. It's 1,493 blocks away. That, I think, is where we're going to put the demon invasion. It will fall about 300 blocks shy of reaching, or is that, yeah, 300 blocks farther south than that mountain. So that's where it's going to end up. At least that's kind of the plan, which is another reason why I wanted to get the automated alchemy online, to make the creation of those reagents a little bit easier. Because right now there's an awful lot of click and move, and you know. I mean, you saw how much fun I had last time with the router and the segmenter and all that fun stuff, and I started that one too soon again. Did that with the last one too, so now I got to give it a little bit of a boost. And then put that away. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to point that out because I realized when I was looking at it that I hadn't mentioned it yet, and that's kind of where we're aiming to put that. Right now, the thought for the falling tower is to put it on top of that tower or on top of that tree. Haven't decided which one it's going to be yet. I kind of like the idea of having it on top of the tower, and then what we do is you'd put like a piece of warded glass like 100 blocks above it or something to catch the meteor when it came down, because the meteor will stop as soon as it impacts something. The trick would just be getting it to the point where it caught it before the shotgun blast of the shockwave could hit the ground and destroy either something down here or the ritual in general. So that's kind of planning. It's either that or the osmotic enchanter will go up there, because that could look kind of impressive on the top there. So those are kind of future plans to see how we get going with that. But almost done with the orbs here. I've got my last one cooking up. Once this is done, I'm going to go back over there and see how many slates I've got created. It dawned on me that this altar, when I'm standing here, generates power significantly faster than the one over there, and it has speed runes in it. So, well, once these are done and those slates are done, I will be back. Alright, I think we're ready. I have enough blood orbs, or have enough now, that I filled up all of these, and I think I have the ritual, this Rythm of the Beating Anvil figured out, so we're going to try it. Now, this thing is made up of 3 levels for the ritual itself, and then a 4th level for the inventories on top. The bottom level is going to be a 5x5, then the Master Ritual Stone, then a 3x3 on top of it. So let's see if I did the math right. This area should be too big for it, so hopefully it will fit. Let's see if something's going to show up in the middle here. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. So we're going to pop up here. Okay, now the way this ritual is set up, so you can see here, actually it just happened to be facing the right direction. That's useful. You can see right there it says ritual tuned to face south. Luckily it was tuned that way, so that puts the this chest where I wanted it to be. So basically what we've got here is we've got 3 earth runes around the bottom and a water rune. So the water rune is where our output chest will be. The earth runes are where our input chests are going to be. And then on the top here, which is too narrow for me to fit, let's see if we can fix that. Almost. Nope. The joys of flying, it just does not work quite the same. And there. Okay. Let's just widen this thing out a little bit more here, so we can fit in here all the way. Oop, that's dirt. So we'll get this cleared out just so we can kind of see what we're doing here. It definitely does not need to be this big, and I put it up in the ceiling because then it's kind of out of the way. Because right now, okay, so we've got 5 normal chests. The reason I did this is because you can either have those plinths on top here. Basically what you need 9 inventories on top of this thing. So the standard example that the actual thread uses is just have plinths on top of it, but that gives you the option of creating 1 recipe. I'd like to be able to do more than that, so we're going to use chests. So I've got 5 normal chests, and there, and there. And I've got 4 trap chests. That way they will not link together. So what this ends up being is starting like right here where that water rune is. This is the bottom of our crafting grid. So right now what we're looking at is a crafting grid, just kind of excessively large. So if I wanted to craft, say, a piston, I would need to put the redstone here, because this would be the bottom, the wood goes across the top, the iron, the cobble, and the cobble. So that's how that would work. But now, because we have multiple inventory slots here, what we do is the first recipe goes in this slot in all the chests. The second recipe goes in the second slot in all the chests. As long as they line up, it should craft everything. At least that's kind of what I'm going for. I have no idea how much power this thing uses, and I should probably put my ore back on the altar, but it's currently doing the low-tech way of crafting these slates for me. I went AFK for a while, kind of let it go. All I have is a filter in here for stone with a hyper rationing notes. It only puts 1 on there, and then I've got a filter here to only pull out the reinforced slates. What does that say? Infused stone. Okay. Alright, let's see what happens. I've still got like 9 million power. We should be good. So click that, and it flows. How much did I lose? Oh, not much. What, maybe 20,000-ish? So that's not that bad. So now, in theory, this thing should be a valid crafting setup. I hope. So what we're going to do... Now, I was thinking about having it craft the ritual stones for me, but I'm kind of concerned that it's going to do what Steve's factory manager did to me, which was the recipe requires a ritual stone, and I'm worried it's going to eat it. So I'm not really sure I want to do that. I mean, I guess we could test it, and we might as well. Let's just test it and see what happens. Worst case, I lose one of these and I have to make more. So let's take 4. Okay, so that gives us those. Now we need 8 of these and 1 more of those. So in theory, if I did this right, we should be able to go in here, obsidian, because the corners get the obsidian. Okay, now the edges get the slates. So that's 2. And here. Okay, so that should give us the 4 around the edges and the ritual stone, which hopefully that'll work. Alright, now, these are the input chests. So if we do... I don't know. Wait a minute. What did I do here? Yeah, missed one. There we go. So now in theory, I put that there, here, here. Oh, that's nice. I think he made it smart enough to realize that this item is not eaten, so it just leaves it. Oh, that's fantastic. That means we can actually do this. Because right now what we're looking at is I need a lot of ritual stones for the falling tower. And as it stands right now, it's a royal pain to just, constantly make them over and over and over and over again. But with this, I can just toss all the materials in a chest and let's see what happens here. Does it work? Or is it mad at me? Oh, come on, you're working a minute. Oop, uh-oh. Oh, I took that one, didn't I? It must still need it there, even though it didn't use it. It didn't burn it up. Oh, I gotta love creepers. There we go. Oh, shoot. The heck? Well, glad we were... Oh, I bet that's what's doing it. It's those stupid teleporting creepers. Because I've been trying to figure out why every now and then. See him? He's up here. He should not be up here. But he is. And we just heard a detonation. I'm betting what's happening is those teleportation creepers are going off, knocking everything up above the ritual, because it randomly teleports you, and it puts them up here, I'll bet. And then that would do it, because I've been finding witches up here, but I've never actually found a creeper getting up here before, so that was... Oh, he took out my chest, that little bugger. I don't know. Hopefully the items dropped, because I see I've got some ritual stones in my hands here. Now, the one thing to watch out for with this ritual is it's only capable of crafting a single stack. So the output chest here, once it hits 64 of a given item, it will stop. It won't craft anymore. So you either need to have something taking it out, or, basically... Yeah, or it's only going to craft a stack, pretty much. So, alright, so let's empty out the inventory here. We'll just put all this junk in there, even though it's not supposed to go into this one. So we got to 36 before that little bugger mulched our chest. So let's go up here. Now, I'm wondering if this thing will qualify the gold chests and the obsidian chests and stuff like that as inventories. Because if it does, you could make a crazy number of crafting recipes in these things. Alright, one more chest. Let's go see where we were before we were so rudely interrupted. Alright, let's just be a little more careful this time. Yep. What do we got? We got 2 witches, I think. And dead. Now, did we have a second one? Okay, looks like we didn't. One of the things I've been considering doing is actually making some Thaumium Guardian Golems, like just kitting them out with all their defensive gear and armaments, and like putting them on the beacons or sitting them on the Nether Star blocks or something, just so we've kind of got some security systems in here, because that's happening a lot, and it's kind of annoying. All right, so let's put you back there. There we go. So now if I put that in there, you can see it stops. I think the way it's set up to work, I haven't tried a second recipe in here to confirm it, but I think the reason it stops at 64 is I think recipe number 1 goes in slot number 1. Recipe number whatever this is would go right here. So as soon as we got 64, it stops. So if we pull 64 out, and then we were, okay, so we ran out of obsidian. So what we need, oops, go back upstairs. I found a nice quick and dirty way to get obsidian. That Biomes of Plenty blood that appears in the Nether counts as water as far as the lava is concerned. So you go in there and you coat an area with that stuff, and then I just let the little mining turtle go to work, and with a chunk loader and some fuel and things like that. And I come back and I go around, I hunt ghasts or whatever I'm going to do, and I come back and he'll have mined out a large area, and I have obsidian. So I had like 9 stacks, I think, that I've been slowly burning up. So how we got? Perfect. Alright, so that works. So now I just need to find some way to kind of pretty this up, because you need access to those to change the recipes if you're ever going to change them. But, it's probably not something you're going to do all the time. So this gives us 128, more than 128, 142, something like that, stones here. And we're going to use up 490. Oh, I used up all my obsidian again, didn't I? Did I have any left in here? Ah, perfect. So here it goes. I just heard a witch go off. Yep, they're throwing them. Because you can see right there, those creepers right there. Those are the ones that when they blow up, they teleport things. And I'll bet that's what's doing it, because there's only 3 of them in there. And now we got a normal creeper. So if that witch actually picks a oh, here it goes. So now they're fighting. Let's see if it happens. I haven't been able to actually catch it on video yet. I kind of wanted to get a shot of them going off like this, because they pile up. And that's the only reason I don't have witches piled up in here, is because they keep killing themselves. If they didn't, because the witches regenerate, they'd just be piled up in here and I'd have tons of them. But because they're stupid and they shoot each other. There's 2 different color witches. There's the green ones and there's the purple ones. I get the feeling it's the purple ones. Or no, not the purple ones, the green ones that are doing it. But I'm not sure. I haven't actually sat here very long and watched it. Look at them all piling up in there. It's something. Of course, as soon as I fly away, they're going to blow up. Just watch. Alright, back to what we were doing. So, Master Stone. Now, let's go here. You can see I was sitting kind of close. Here. And let's go. I want to try something. I haven't done it in a while. So I have no idea what time we're running at right now. I don't know if this will be long, short, whatever. But I haven't done this in a while, and sometimes it's just fun to blow something up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go here. Okay, I don't have power running into my system right now, but that shouldn't be a problem. I've still got a few million. Magnetism, suffering, regeneration, feathered, reverence, falling tower. There we go. Now, we're not going to put it here. We are going to go... Oh, let's just go pick on this village that I've always been dropping rocks on anyways. I've just been dropping withers. Ooh, no, actually right here. This'll do. Now, we do need to clear this area out. So we've got our little Botania horn. One thing I found you can do is if you hover, it works a little better because you move a little bit faster. Not much, but a little bit. Just need to clear this area out since the ritual stones won't break grass. I think this may end up being the permanent spot for it. We'll see. Because this is a fairly decent sized spot. Oh, look at them all. I should have taken my ring off before I did this. Alright, let's just do this. Q. So Shift Q will drop everything of a given item type. I didn't throw anything important down there, I hope. I still have my hammer. I still have my shovel. Okay. Alright, so we're going to put our horn away. Grab our Master Ritual Stone. Let's just go... How about... Well, here. Oh, I thought I saw a creeper over there. It was just a piece of gravel. How's that for being paranoid? Alright, so we need that. And... you. Alright. Let's grab our magical crayon. And just go for it. This is a really big ritual. Takes up quite a bit of space. Now, it's not as big as the, was it Convocation of the Damned or whatever that one's called. That one's just plain huge. We should be getting close. Hopefully I have enough ritual stones. Do I? Ah, I do. Perfect. Okay, so now what we need to do is fly back to base really quick because I forgot something. Oop, missed. Let's drop some stuff off. Never hurts to have a pile of those laying around. I think we have a bin for those, but oh well. Now, what I want is an angel block. So, 2 feathers, a piece of gold, and a piece of obsidian. So, a piece of obsidian, piece of gold. Do I have... I do not. Go figure. So, we gotta go down there. I think I transitioned all the mob stuff down bottom without really thinking about it. So, we'll drop down here. And feathers. Alright, so now we got 2 feathers. So, it was obsidian, 2 feathers, piece of gold. Alright, now we'll pop back up to the top here very slowly. Now, do I have, before I go anywhere else, okay, good, I have that. Alright, so now, what should we use? We can't use glass because that's actually special. How about piece of Libus? That'll do. So let's get back over here. Now what I want to do is get something way above this ritual, because if you don't, the meteor will come straight down on this ritual stone, or the master here, and it will just detonate. It will destroy the ritual. And you know, there's a lot of ritual stones in that. I'd really prefer not to break it. I don't think we need to be this far up, but, you know, never hurts to be overly cautious. So let's do this, put you away, and pop. The angel blocks are fantastic. When you break them, they appear right back in your inventory, and they only take a single punch to break. Now, activate. So now, there's multiple things you can throw onto this, but I'm going to throw a diamond on it, because that gives us the chance of a decent amount of ores. Now, ta-da! Oh look, I have more seeds. That's fantastic. Just what I always wanted. Get rid of those. And you. Alright, let's go take a look at what we got. It looks like amber is the flavor of the day. We did get more than enough diamonds to replace what we spent, which is good. So let's just take a peek here. Now, right down here. There it is, right there. So now if we come in from this side, the meteor, it kind of, it's supposed to fall, but it really just generates on the first block it hits. So in the past, whenever we created these, we just created a wall of cobblestone up here, and it landed on it. But this is better. Alright, so I am going to harvest this out, then see where we sit, and we're going to see what we've got left when we're done. And it's biomes of plenty amber. That's no fun. I was hoping it was Thaumcraft amber. I need that for lamps. Alright, I'm going to get mining and then I'll be back. Alright, so it looks like we are pretty much out of time. So I'm just kind of sorting these out. I got my simple, my strengthened. I removed this one. I'm going to put the calcinator down there. One thing, what was I going to look at? There we go. That's what I was going to do before we go. This is what I got out of that thing, minus all the cobblestone. So one meteor costing me 1 diamond and probably 1,000,000 life points, I think it was, got me all of this. So, I mean, the cinnabar is not fantastically useful. I live in a village, so emeralds aren't that great. And this stuff, I think, is pretty much useless. Yep. So, this is junk. I mean, I guess I could make a wall out of it or something. But this is useful because we're kind of running low. There are other materials you can put in there that will, I want to say, you might be able to do stone. There's one of them that will give you lower caliber materials. So that's probably where we'll go, at least eventually, to get to that point. I do also want to make an arcane boar so I can have something else eating that thing away as opposed to me. So what did we do? We got our, what was it called? Rythm of the Beating Anvil done. We got our Ballads of Alchemy set up, one of which is still producing. It's currently outputting its strengthened catalysts. So you can see it works pretty well. We made a bunch of slates. We did our meteor ritual. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We got this room done. So that's what we're gonna do. I think next time I might work on the osmotic enchanter from Thaumcraft. To do that, I am going to need to find a spot to put a node and a spot to put my phone, so it's not so close to me. So I may end up doing that here, at least as far as Essentia storage. I may kind of push this out a little bit, and I want to widen this a bit so it's easier to walk by, but I think I may build the Essentia storage here. So if I get to that route, more creepers. If I get to that route, what I'll probably end up doing is getting the system set up. And we've created pipes, we've created warded jars. We've created pretty much everything that's going to be involved in that, with the exception of the buffers. So I may just get the whole system set up off camera and then just kind of show how it's going, because it's going to be one of those things where this room is going to get ripped down and put up quite a few times before I settle on the design. But I'll decide on that next time. But we are going to need to at least break down one node into a Viz node so we can power the osmotic enchanter up there, I believe, and then we will move on from there. So thank you for watching.